Have you ever wondered how a lizard can grow back its broken tail or limb? It's a curious question, isn't it? We're talking about a creature that can do something that seems almost magical to us humans. This unique ability of lizards to regenerate, to literally grow back parts of their bodies, has fascinated scientists and laymen alike for centuries. So how does it work? What's the secret behind this remarkable feat of nature? Let's delve into the science behind this fascinating biological process. Regeneration is a complex biological process that allows an organism to regrow certain parts of its body. It's a fascinating phenomenon that has intrigued scientists and researchers for centuries. To understand regeneration, let's think of it as nature's impressive version of a repair shop. In this shop, instead of merely patching up damaged parts, the organism is capable of completely regrowing them. This is quite distinct from healing, which is a process we're all familiar with. Healing involves the repair of damaged tissue, often leaving behind a scar as a sign of the previous injury. Regeneration, on the other hand, is like hitting the reset button. It allows for the complete replacement of the lost tissue or organ, functioning as good as the original, with no evidence of prior damage. Now, before we get too excited, it's important to note that not all animals have the power to regenerate. While a starfish can regrow its arm, and a spider can replace its lost leg, mammals, including humans, have a very limited capacity for regeneration. We can heal wounds, regenerate our liver, and regrow the tips of our fingers and toes as children, but that's about it. We certainly can't regrow an entire limb like some of our animal counterparts can. The ability to regenerate greatly depends on the animal's genetic makeup and the flexibility of their cells. Some animals have cells that can transform or de-differentiate into a variety of cell types, a process crucial for regeneration. In the wild, one of the most remarkable regenerators is the lizard. Be it due to a predator attack or an unfortunate accident, if a lizard loses a tail or a limb, it's not a big deal. These creatures have perfected the art of regeneration. They can regrow lost parts fully, complete with bones, muscles, and skin. In lizards, this process is incredibly efficient, allowing them to regrow lost tails or limbs fully. It's a remarkable survival strategy that continues to baffle and inspire researchers around the globe. When a lizard loses a limb or tail, a special process begins right away. This process, which we refer to as regeneration, is as fascinating as it sounds. First off, the lizard's body springs into action to prevent any further harm. The wound left behind from the lost limb or tail quickly closes up to avoid infection. This is the body's immediate response, a sort of rapid-fire first aid. But that's just the start. The real magic happens next. The cells near the wound begin to change. They transform into a sort of all-purpose cell called a blastomal cell. This mass of cells, known as the regeneration blastema, serves as a starting point for the new growth. It's like the construction site where the new limb or tail will be built. Now, imagine this blastema as a team of skilled builders, ready to construct a new limb from scratch. These cells, with their transformative abilities, get to work. They start dividing and differentiating, becoming the bones, muscles, nerves, and skin that will form the new limb or tail. Interestingly, the new growth doesn't come out fully formed. It's more of a mini version of the lost limb or tail. Over time, it grows to the right size, perfectly matching the lizard's body. Not only that, but the new limb or tail also functions just like the original. It's as if the lizard never lost it in the first place. This entire process is guided by complex molecular and cellular cues, much like following a blueprint. It's a remarkable testament to the lizard's biological capabilities. And the most amazing part? Despite the complexity of this process, lizards can accomplish it in a matter of weeks. Now, isn't that something to marvel at? An interesting question arises: why can lizards regenerate their limbs while other animals can't? It's a fascinating topic that has intrigued scientists for centuries. Lizards, unlike many other creatures, have this remarkable ability to regrow lost limbs. And the reasons behind this extraordinary phenomenon are linked to their evolutionary history and survival mechanisms. Evolution plays a crucial role in the development of this ability. Over millions of years, lizards that could regenerate lost limbs had a survival advantage over those that couldn't. This trait was passed on to subsequent generations, leading to the lizards we see today, capable of this incredible feat of regeneration. The survival benefits are pretty clear. In the wild, lizards often face threats from predators. When caught, they can detach their tail, a process known as autotomy, to distract the predator and make a swift getaway. But losing a tail, which aids in balance and mobility, could be detrimental in the long run. So, the ability to regrow it becomes essential for their survival. However, the exact mechanics of how lizards regenerate their limbs is a complex process that scientists are still trying to understand. It involves the activation of specific genes, cellular reprogramming, and coordinated tissue growth, among other things. The exact reasons are still a subject of scientific research. But one thing is certain: the ability of lizards to regenerate their limbs is a fascinating example of nature's ingenuity and resilience. So, we've learned quite a bit about lizard limb regeneration. We've delved into the concept of regeneration, a spectacular process where organisms can regrow their body parts. We've seen how this process unfolds in lizards, where a blastema, a mass of cells capable of growth and regeneration, forms at the site of the amputated limb. This blastema is like a construction crew, laying down the blueprint for the new limb, guiding the growth and development of the bones, muscles, and skin. We've also explored why lizards, unlike many other creatures, have this remarkable ability to regenerate. It's all down to their unique genetic makeup, which allows cells at the site of amputation to revert to a more primitive state, ready to grow anew. While the science behind this process is complex, it's also truly fascinating, showing us yet another wonder of the natural world.